Hi, this is Alex from devstories.eu. Pydantic Data Validation, Episode 9 of 20. Validating an incoming payload against 20 different data models by trial and error is a performance nightmare. When your system receives a generic event, guessing which schema to apply wastes CPU cycles and generates deeply confusing error messages when validation fails. You can bypass this guessing game entirely using a power tool, Discriminated Unions. A standard union tells Pydantic that a field could be one of several different models. By default, Pydantic takes the incoming data and tries it against the first model. If that fails, it tries the second, and so on. This sequential parsing is inefficient. Discriminated unions solve this by using an explicit tag. Suppose you are building an analytics pipeline that receives different event types, like a click event, a scroll event, and a purchase event. Each event requires different data fields. The click model might need an element ID, while the purchase model needs a transaction amount. To set up a discriminated union, you add a shared field to every single model in that group. You might name this field event type. You then assign a literal string type to this field. The click model enforces that the event type is exactly the string click. The purchase model strictly enforces the string purchase. Next, you create your main payload model. This model has a single event field defined as a union of your specific event models. This is where you configure the discriminator. You wrap the union definition in a Pydantic field configuration, and you assign the string event type to the discriminator argument. Here's the key insight. When a payload arrives, Pydantic no longer tests the models one by one. It looks directly at the event type key in the incoming data. If the value is purchase, Pydantic immediately routes the entire payload to the purchase model. It's a direct lookup. If the transaction amount is missing, the error message clearly states that a required field for a purchase event is missing, rather than generating a massive wall of text explaining how the data failed to match all possible event types. That covers a clean structure where every payload shares a top-level key. Sometimes you're dealing with unstructured third-party data, where the identifying tag is nested inside another object, or the correct model depends on the presence of specific keys rather than a single dedicated value. For these situations, Pydantic provides callable discriminators. Instead of passing a string field name to the discriminator argument, you pass a custom function. This function receives the raw, unvalidated input data. You write your logic inside this function to inspect the raw dictionary, find whatever clue determines the data type, and return a simple string tag representing the correct model. Pydantic executes your function first, gets the string tag back, and uses it to route the data to the precise model in the union. Using a discriminated union transforms validation from a sequential guessing game into a precise, constant-time lookup. Thanks for listening. Have a great day, everyone.